Spirited poetess. Oh my, I'm editing my third book. I have no idea how to market. Who all on the panel has is an author? Okay, I'll start with you, Linda. How would you help her in that?
What was the question? I apologize.
Because I'm editing my third book. I have no idea how to market.
How to market. All right. One of the things that I did is I pre sold my book. First of all, I created a landing page. Well, I didn't create it. I had a virtual assistant create the landing page. And on the landing page, if they pre ordered the book, they would get a signed copy from me. And because it was about my life coaching, I gave them a complimentary session, 1 hour session, if they pre-ordered the book. Now the book was $35. So I felt like I was definitely getting my value. Another way you can market is by setting up a challenge or a contest by how many people can buy the book, tag you, and maybe showcase themselves reading your book. You can do challenges, you can do pre-orders, you can do a book summit. You can have other people join you. You could have people chime in as you read the book. You could have people purchase the book and then create a book club. There are so many different ways that you can market the book. Those are four. You can pre-sell the book before it's even done, before you've even done with the edit. Um, Challenges, contests, have the people purchase and or show you the receipt that they got, and then do something with that as well. So those are four different easy ways that you can do that really don't cost you that much either.
And so that kind of goes back to what we're a little bit of what we're talking about around business acumen, right? So I am super, I'm gonna do it one more time, super passionate about business acumen in the Black community. I personally believe this me that the reason why we have a lot of these negative stereotypes around Black business is because most of us, not all, but most are first generation entrepreneurs. You might not know somebody else who's an entrepreneur. Your mom might not have been an entrepreneur, your cousin. You might not be around or sitting at tables with other entrepreneurs and you want to start a business. And most times when somebody's starting a business, the objective is to make money, right? And so being a first generation entrepreneur who without the experience and or connection ties and knowledge of another entrepreneur kind of leaves you out there by yourself in the wind. You're getting free information on YouTube. You're piecing things together, reverse engineering funnels, trying to do the best that you can with your business. Pricing doesn't help because you're a smaller business. So if you have to order a product, you're going to pay more. So you can't give people a lower price because you had to pay a higher price. So there's all these different things that come against us as Black entrepreneurs who want to have or start a business. Again, this is why I think that we have some of these stereotypical issues. Prices are too high. Business doesn't run well. I've never run a business before. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying, whatever the case might be. So I do think it's super important, even if you're doing a side hustle, to take the time to understand what you're doing, to get the knowledge, to read, to invest in a course or a class, better understand writing, understand the process. And if it's something that you really want to do, take the time to invest in it, learn it, find a muse or somebody who's doing the business like you want to do it. What are they talking about? Understand your target market. I think sometimes when we hear side hustle, it doesn't equate to, or we don't calculate it as an actual business, but it is. You just hustling it on the side of whatever else you're doing, but it's still a business. And if you want to learn more about business and money and what's happening in the world, you should always come back to Fly Nubian Money, Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. And if you want to get reminded when we're live and what we're going to be doing and talking about, you can text the words Queens. Text the word Queens, QUEENS, to 87948. Again, that's 87948. Athena, how much have you invested to better your craft, to learn more about what it is that you do so that you can take your side hustle and it doesn't even have to be taking your side hustle to like your main thing, but let's just talk about investing in knowledge to learn what it is that you do. How much have you invested?
Listen, I don't even know what that number is fully between college education, these professional licenses. I had mentors. I've paid for mentorship now. Okay,
Mhm.
this was just last year. That fee was 10 grand. So I'm just going to put that out there. Now, what I do recommend for people looking to get into business and they have ideas is to find a coach, find someone like Dr. Lene, like myself, Lala, everybody on this panel, because what we will be able to do for you is to shorten the learning curve. What I've realized in business is a process is a process. You're not going to escape that. Anyone selling you like you're going to be rich tomorrow is selling snake oil. But what you can escape is some of the mistakes, some of the hardships, and some of the expensive lessons by investing money in getting someone who is certified or is doing what you're doing or knows what they're doing. So that is one thing. What I also want to advise people is yes, passion is important in business because, and your passion doesn't necessarily have to be the business itself. Your passion can be the reason why you want to have the business. Maybe the reason is that you want to provide your children a better life. Maybe you want to, generational wealth. Maybe you just don't want to work for nobody. Whatever that reason is, but I also want people to tap into their talent, because if you are talented at something, then that will have a more perceived value and people are willing to pay more money for it. And also, since this is a Black channel, I want to talk about the concept of just because you are a Black business doesn't mean that you only sell to Black people.
Right.
So I want to put that out there because a lot of us start these super, super niched business. And it's for some business models, it works. The Black and Melanin t-shirt model, obviously that's the target audience. But if you have a product that anyone can buy, focus on, just remind yourself that you don't only have to target Black people. And an important thing with that too, and as I've learned in business, is that because we are the economic group that is struggling the most, sometimes just targeting only Black people will limit your earning potential, because we're looking for disposable income dollars. And that is a group that is financially pressed, is what I'm going to say. So open up your pool or who your target audience is as well. Don't limit yourself to just Black people.
I like that. So
I
I'm
just want to just chime in really quick. When you say the group that is financially pressed, what do you mean by that?
Meaning
You
that
mean
because
Black people in general, or what are you saying?
meaning that our socioeconomics, when we're comparing statistically, comparing to what was the stat you said earlier, Dr. Lene, about generational wealth, that white people have what, 8%?
8 times greater than that of Black families.
Correct. We have the racial wealth gap, and we know the historical implications of that has led us to this day. But I've often found, even in business, you don't know who your client is or who may also need your services. So I always encourage people to expand their mind around who is going to give you that money, because the money is green, honey.
Right.
The money is green.
As
Okay.
working with Black women exclusively, I am doing quite well. And it could be because I'm working with Black women who are 50 and over, so they have more time in the workforce or whatever that is that they're doing. And so for me, niching down and working exclusively with Black women has been quite productive for me. But again, that could be because they have been in the workforce for quite some time.
Yeah, women in that age bracket tend to have more disposable income because for the reasons that you said. And then, like I said, for some business models, that works because obviously you're a bodacious life coach, and if I want a life coach that looks like me, then I'm going to be more encouraged to go to you, Linda. Obviously.
Right, right.
Yeah, knowing and understanding your business model and your
Mhm.
target market are super crucial when you start talking about who you're branding to, who you're marketing to, the type of product that you're going to have. I too, and or also specifically work with Black individuals. I'm a business coach who has a passion for making sure that Black businesses are not stereotypical and that they don't operate from a negative perspective. So I teach, coach on business acumen to make sure of that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I profit from. However, I have another business that's a tangible product that's for everybody. So I can't get to a billion. Lord, let me make sure I say that with conviction. I would love to build a $1 billion business off of Black people. It has never been done before. Maybe I'll be the first, but just in case I'm not, I am diversified to make sure I can get all the monies that are out there. I want all the coins from all the tables. So even if you do have a business that focuses on Black people, because we do need to focus on Black people, don't only, there's a whole world out there of people who have money that are willing to spend it, get their money. We need to be more diversified in the types of businesses that we have. I promise you, no tea, no shade. We have a lot of restaurants. We got a lot of beauty shops. We got a lot of wig shops. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get out here and get some tech companies. We need to get out here and get some other things. So please be diversified, and please do create products, services, businesses, side hustles that everybody can buy from, so that we can bring this money into our community. Let me reset the room. This is Fly Nubian Money. We're here every Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. You can tune in to us here, but you can also join the text message list so that you can get notified when we're here, because we know you don't want to miss this, right? So text the word Queens, QUEENS, to 87948, and you can be notified whenever we are live. Again, that's Monday through Friday at 1:00. Lala, I know you have something to add to something we have been talking about. I don't even necessarily know if I want to go to a question, because you've been sitting there so patiently. Would you like to add anything to the conversation at this point?
Yes, don't be afraid to try things, because sometimes when you try things and you think that's the thing for you, then you find out maybe that's not the thing for me, but something else comes from that. So don't just fall for anything, but at least give it a try to see if it's something in your wheelhouse that you can expound on. And I always start with small things. Like, you always hear people say you can take surveys, and a lot of those places like that don't pan out. But I do have one that does pan out very well. And if you just need to get started to get money for your side hustle, you can do small little things. And you can go to this place called Respondent, and they are legitimate survey place. And sometimes they even look for people within certain niches, where you can take a survey and earn anywhere from $25 to $250. I literally earned $250 just doing a test product for something in real estate with them. So you always can go to places like that, make sure they're legit. And the reason I throw that out there is because there are so many that are not legit. So I don't want you just going out there and looking on the University of YouTube and everything else and listening to everybody saying this one works, when you go there and you waste your time. So even if you need to build a side hustle, sometimes you need instant coins. And this place will normally pay once a month. And if you fit into one of their surveys, they usually pay really good money.
I like that. I'm going to read our last slide. I think that's what we'll call it. The last slide. Financial impact. A survey by Bankrate in 2022 indicated that 34% of side hustlers use their extra income for essential expenses, and 27% use it for discretionary spending, showcasing the practical financial benefit of side hustles, meaning more money, more money, more money. If you want to have more money, you want to have a better quality of life, if you want to be able to spend, then you should have something else that brings in revenue, that brings in income to your home. And we see this a lot of times through side hustles. I think I would like to add that it might not be the first thing that you try. I think that while I was saying that, right, you might have to try a couple of different things before you find the thing that works for you, before you find the thing that makes the money that you want to make, before you find the thing that aligns with your schedule and your talent and what you're doing. Don't be afraid to experiment with a couple of different things. Our producer said if you would like to get the list of the 40, like if you would like to get the complete list of the 40 side hustles, you can send an email to info@realvirtual.net. Can you guys put that up on the screen for me, please? info@realvirtual.net if you would like to receive the complete list of the 40 side hustles for your own personal viewing, and maybe you might want to use one of those. Again, that's info at real, REEL, virtual.net. Okay. Minister Connie, I'm not going to ask you a question either because we're kind of getting low on time. So a lot of things have been said. Did you want to add anything to the conversation before I ask my next question?
Yes, I would. I'm from an entrepreneur family. Thank God for that. So I was able to see how my family did things. One of the things that I would say, when you walk into a company, I have like a couple companies. So when you walk into a company, you could usually get the feel of a company. You know, when you walk in, it should be nice. It should be professional. You should not be able to tell if it's a Black company or a white company. And that's the way my companies are set up. I don't want nobody to have a color attached to my company. So I always put a lot of money into the look of what I want. And I do a lot of, I spend a lot of money on counseling and consultants to reach that. So I just want to put that out there also, that people could come in and they should not be able to tell what type of company or what is the color of the owner or the CFO or CEO or whatever. So I just want to put that out there.
Awesome. I'm going to ask everybody this question. I think it'd be beneficial and I think people will be able to learn from it. Being that I've been in business for 10 years. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 10 years, me personally, right? And oftentimes I think, God, if I could go back, what would I do differently? So if you could go back to the beginning of your either entrepreneur career or your side hustles, what's one thing that you would do differently today? If you can go back and do your side hustles again, or go back and do entrepreneurship again, what's one thing that you would do differently? I'm going to go with you, Linda, because you're smiling like you already know. Look, go ahead.
One thing that I would do differently is build the business from the foundation outward instead of outward inward. I feel like now I'm building the foundation of my business because I had never been a life coach before. And it is something that I feel that is exploding, but nobody was really teaching the foundation of the business. I got certified in all of that. And then I went to figuring out or getting the people who could teach me how to create the business, the back end of the business, the fact that you're going to need landing pages and funnels and processes and Trello and Notion and all of these things. They don't teach you that. They're just teaching you how to become a life coach. What are the processes? How do you coach someone? But they did not teach me the business. And that's what I would have done first before I even hung up my flag to say, hi, I'm Linda, the Bodacious Lifestyle Coach for Black women over 50. That's what I would do differently.
I love that. What about you, Lala?
When I first got into real estate, I thought I was supposed to buy everything. So I did not come from a sales background. I actually came from an admin and creative side. So when I first got into real estate, anytime anybody came up to me and said, you need this and you need that and you need this, I put out more money in my first year than I ever did in any other years on products and things that I did not need. So don't become so obsessed with the shiny object syndrome. You can start with the basics. I could have very well, and still do, I created my own flyers. Why? Because I came from that background into sales. So use what you already have, knowing that you don't have to pay a lot of extra money to get your feet wet. So be very mindful of your pockets, because everything sounds wonderful when everybody's like, buy, buy, buy. And you're like, okay, okay, okay. And promises don't get fulfilled. So make sure that you watch your own pocket and use the skills that you have to uplift your side hustle.
Love it. What about you, Connie?
At first, when I started my business, I was the bookkeeper, I was the payroll clerk, I was the janitor, I was everything. So I was working in my business instead of on my business. And I think I could have grown a whole lot better. But one advice I want to say, do not hire all family, because that can be a headache.
All right, Miss Athena.
One thing I would redo is embrace failure and mistakes. So I have, and still kind of do, perfectionist syndrome. And what happens is that it can stall you because you take so long to do a process. And with business, it's an iterative process. You're constantly learning and refining and learning and refining. So embrace mistakes and don't beat yourself up on those. And also invest in your business and invest in coaching. When I invested in coaching, it took me to the next level because I was able to see things and gain knowledge on things that it would have probably taken me years to figure out. So sometimes it's worth the investment just to get like a coach or a mentor to kind of shorten that gap. And also understand, have really, really good clarity over who you're serving and what the things that they actually need. So go in groups, comment sections, just find out your particular target audience, what they actually need to experience the transformation or what your product or service is going to do for them. And then build your products and services around fulfilling the solution, providing the solutions for those needs.
Woo, I like it. What I would say that I would do differently is start. I would start. I have a terminology that I say to my clients, and that's always be like Apple. Be like Apple, literally. Apple puts out a new phone every single year. They do not know if that phone's going to work. They do not know if there's the bugs are figured out. They put out the phone, people stand in line, they use the phone and they say, we don't like this. This doesn't work. Fix it. Then they put out an update and people are happy. Stop waiting to launch. I'm not saying throw messy stuff out there. I'm not saying to be raggedy, but I am saying it's never going to be perfect. Whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, whatever it is that you're thinking about starting, lean into it, put something out, invest in it, do the coaching, read the book, go to the networking events, take the class, find somebody that can be your muse, get a mentor, but start taking steps towards it, because it's never going to be a right time. It's never going to be the perfect time. Everything's not going to be working right. You're never going to have the right money. The sun's not going to be in the right position beaming down on you so you can be, that's never going to happen. So if you know in your heart, in your spirit, if something has been put inside of you that you're supposed to do something, if you have a talent or a skill or some knowledge or a passion or some purpose, or you want to make a profit, do it. That's what I would do differently. I had the concept and the idea for my business for 10 years.
Wow.
I sent myself an email in Yahoo in 2001 when I came up with the idea. I didn't actually start my business until 2013. I wouldn't have waited that long. So don't wait. All right. All right. As we close out, we're going to go around the room really quick. I want to just make sure that everybody knows where you can find these queens at. Outside of here, Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. And if you want to get notified, again, I'm going to tell you again before we leave, but I'm going to tell you right now too. You can text the word Queens with an S to 87948 so that you can be notified when Fly Nubian Money is live every Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. But in the meantime, I want to make sure that you can go and love on and support and follow and network and work with, or whatever the case might be, with all of these queens that are on the stage right now. We're going to start with Miss Linda, our bodacious life coach. Can you tell people where they can find you and how they can reach you?
Yes, I can be reached at Linda S. like Sam Husser.
I think you meant mute.
Yeah, I think I do.
There you go.
You can find me at Linda S. Husser 1 on TikTok. I am an avid TikToker. Please don't take TikTok away. And Linda S. Husser on Instagram. Linda Susan Husser on Facebook. That name Husser, Husser, that's me all over these internet streets.
I love it. All right. What about you, Miss Lala?
Well, I always like to tell people or leave something that you can think about in your heart. And here's what I'm going to tell you. A closed mouth never gets fed. You need to make sure that you open your mouth and ask the questions so that you can get to the next level. And I hope that we've answered some questions for you to help you better yourself financially. And I make it real easy. You can just find me at bit.ly/Laura Key Info, and I'll have some other resources up there for you as well.
Thank you so much. And what about you, Pastor Minister, Miss Connie?
Yes. You can reach me at conniespearman.com. And I would just like to say, just do it. Like the check mark, check it off. Just do it and check it off and keep on going and see what works for you.
Thank you. Good word. And you, Miss Athena?
All right, ladies, you can find me at wewealthwoman.com. My brand is We Wealth Woman, and you can find us on social at We Wealth Woman as well. And you can listen to me on my podcast at We Wealth Woman Podcast. I am available to give wealth, womanhood, and wisdom to you all. And that is where you can find me.
I love it. I am Dr. Lene Javette. I am a monetization strategist. I help my clients to triple their revenue. I am a business coach. I help service-based Black entrepreneurs to brand their brilliance. So if you're looking to create a business where your brilliance takes the front stage, that is what I do with my clients. You can find me right there on social media at I am Dr. Lene Javette. You can also find me at my website, which is the same, www.drlenejavette.com. I want to thank all of you all for tuning in, not just today, but for the duration of Fly Nubian Money. I've been working with boys for a very long time. Folks of Fly Nubian Money. I'm here in Fly Nubian Queen. We are here every Monday through Friday at 1:00 p.m. Eastern. And if you would like to get notified when the queens are on, you'll notice that there are different queens on different days. And so it's always exciting to tune in. So if you can get here every Monday through Friday at 1:00, wear your earpod at work. You can work and be listening. Like this is a live podcast. So you get to see us, you get to engage with us. And we want you to be here. So text the word Queens, QUEENS, to 87948 so that you can come hang out with us every day. We thank you for being here. Thank you to my co-queens for being here. We appreciate you guys all. Have a great day. Be blessed and be one. We'll see you tomorrow.